Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this one is for a really fun hop put on by Miranda Weber. You guys know I love Miranda. I will link her below along with everyone else playing along. This is called Love is in the Air YouTube hop because it is February. She didn't want to restrict anybody to Valentine's Day, so she pretty much just said scrapbooks about something you love. And so I have some photos of me and Marcus and our Helen trip, which was our little engagement adventure. So I figured there wasn't a better way to really scrapbook that than for this hop. So I have one of my favorite photos we took while we were here. We hiked to Anna Ruby Falls, and we took this photo of Marcus holding my hand, and you can see my ring and the waterfall in the background. And I just thought it was perfect. I thought engagement was very on brand for a love themed hop, so I really wanted to do this photo. I'm just using my How to Kill a Kit with Style this month, which is 1 Canoe 2 Willow, and pulling out a lot of these greens. We're in the woods, it's very outdoorsy, so I thought it would be a great chance to pull in a lot of the greens from this collection. So I have this leafy, I think it's calathea leaves if I'm not mistaken, background, and then just some scraps of some other greens. I'm really going through the scraps I already have and pulling in anything that already works. So anything green, anything pink, and then because one of the green scraps I pulled in has the copper foiling on it, I went ahead and pulled in a scrap of the copper foil as well. So I'm starting out by matting my photo in this polka dot foiled, and then I have a couple layers of some green, and then I really wanted to do a large scallop detail with this scrap of pink that I have. I felt like I was just missing that horizontal element, so I went ahead and used my little washi trick to do a large scallop, and that's going to go on either side of this photo here and just look like it stretches across the page, and I think that adds a really nice horizontal element. Also adds a nice grounding shelf for me to stack everything on top of. So that's what I'm starting with. I think I also double matted the photo. I don't know if I've done it yet or not, but I did have a scrap of the kind of scenic paper with the pinks and the greens, and I thought it would be a really sweet mat around the photo that wasn't focusing on the scenic, just the colors. So I thought that was a nice way to pull that into. So I'm just trying to use the scraps that I have, and now that I have this horizontal piece, I can kind of stretch these other pieces longer than they normally would look, since I have this gap that I can kind of hide behind this pink piece. So I'm just trying to figure out how that will all work, and so you can't see the gaps, but I really wanted those pieces to look a little bit bigger than they already were. So I decided to use it that way. And then I love this emerald green piece over here. And I was really wanting it to look like a longer rectangular piece, so it had kind of a weird chunk taken out of it. So I had to kind of work around how I was going to make this look like a big rectangular piece when there's this kind of awkward piece taken out of it. But since I did pull in this pink scrap as this longer scallopy piece, I figured I had another scrap of it and I would like to pull that up somewhere else. So I decided just to trim it into a tag and have that somewhere at the top of the page, just so that was balanced with this large scallopy chunk that's already on here. And I think that looks really nice. I'm just adding a white hole reinforcer, and then I will put some white and gold twine through that just to bounce the metallic from some other papers in this page. So I'm thinking that'll go somewhere at the top. I'm trying to figure out where it'll go. It looks kind of awkward to the right there because I think I'm stacking everything more to the left. It'll look better. So I'm trying to figure out how to move these layers to the left side of the page instead of the right, just because I think that'll look better to my eye. But yeah, like I said, that green piece is kind of an awkward shape, so I'm just trying to figure out how I can use it and to be the proportion I want it to be. So that just takes me kind of a minute. But once I realize what part of this paper is going to be covered, I can then kind of piece it together and so it'll look the way I want it to look. So that's what's going on here. It kind of looks like a mess, but once it's kind of layered behind these other pieces, it'll make sense. And then I kind of get that proportion I was going for. So that took a minute, but now that that's down, I really like that richer green being that bigger layer in the back. There's a lot of paper and pattern going on here, especially because it's all in the same color scheme. And this background is kind of busy as it is with the leaves, but I wanted it to feel magical. I kind of liked that there was so much going on between all these different patterns. I just think it looked really fun. So now that I kind of have my paper layers together. I'm thinking, I know I want the tag somewhere at the top there. I'm not quite sure where yet, but I decided to go ahead and start going through my embellishment. I know I have some die cuts and some stickers of some like gemstones, and I figured since this photo is about my ring, that would be the best way to get those used up. I think the first time I used this collection, I didn't use the gemstones at all. So I really want to take the opportunity. This page is about my ring that has a rock in it, so I should get the rocks in the collection on the page. So I really want to get those on here if I can, but I know I want a couple more layery pieces, so I'm looking at some of the cut aparts. You can see me kind of working with these gems already. The two smaller ones on the sticker sheet, I'm going to pop up on some foam, but I have this larger pink one from the die cut set. And I'm already thinking it might look kind of cute layering a small one on top of the bigger one and then having the other small one somewhere else. But I'm kind of liking this idea, maybe having a cut apart branching off to the right of the photo and then have a cluster of these two pieces. But I want to get some more of these cut aparts on here too. I'm looking through again anything in my color scheme, so anything that's pink or green. I really love this little square ephemera piece. That's all the green striped with the plus signs on it. But I don't think it ends up making it on this page. But I'm really happy with my layers at least, so before I go in and really start messing around with embellishment, I want to go ahead and get these layers down. So I'm just trying to figure out, oh yeah, I decided to move the tag, so I definitely want the tag on the left. I just think it looks better. It was looking kind of awkward to the right because it was kind of in the middle of the page and it wasn't really branching off to a corner the way I wanted, especially because I have the cut apart here to the right of the photo. I kind of felt it would be better balancing that with a tag farther to the left so it wasn't all so close together. But I did switch out this cut apart for this piece here. It says now and then it's good to pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. I thought it was really sweet, and I like those colors better than the cut apart I already had. So I'm going to add that to my paper layers here, and then I think I'll go back and try and work with these little gems. But I do like the pink. I thought about maybe putting the green over the pink, but then the lighter pink gem that was left over kind of blended in with the pink tag that I wanted to put the other gem. So I kind of swapped those and put the green one up there, but I think that looks nice. But now I'm kind of happy with how it looks. I went ahead and just gutted this off screen. I know you guys see me do that a lot, so I figure I'd just spare you having to watch me gut in back of the background with that scrap piece of black. But I went ahead and glued down all of my layers here. I got my little gems stuck down, and now I'm just doing a little bit of embellishing with some of the plus signs. There's some green and foiled plus signs that are in my color scheme on the sticker sheet. I'm really trying to do my best to use as much of the sticker sheet as possible. And then I decided for my title, I would pull back in these pink tile alphas. I think these look so good with this collection. So I'm just going to title this Love is in the Air. I thought it was appropriate because it goes with my theme, but it also is the name of our hop. So I really wanted to incorporate that literally and have that be the title for this page. So I'm just trying to make sure I have all the letters I need. I'm trying to put them on my ruler here to see how they'll space out. I'm really not sure where I am going to put this title. I thought maybe across the bottom. I even thought about maybe running it down the upper right corner, but I thought that would kind of look dysfunctional. And I really wanted it in these clusters and a part of the photo area. So what I decided to do is break it into 2 rows, and I start it up here on the pink tag and then run it on the darker green layer, and it sits, I think the spacing looks just right up there. And I'm happy that the title is closer and a part of these layers as opposed to just stuck down somewhere else along the edge, which is my other option. So I'm happy with that. I think I am doing some journaling now, so I'm just using my white pen, and I'm just finding an empty area to the opposite side of where the title is, which is down here on the background, and I'm just going to draw some lines. I don't know how well you'll see it from this overhead view, but in person you can read this pretty easily. But I just ended up writing Anna Ruby Falls was a beautiful backdrop for some DIY engagement photos. This was my favorite one for sure, September 2020. So that's all I write. And there's going to be a couple pages from this hike and these waterfalls and more pictures of Marcus and me. But this one was my favorite, so I thought it needed its own page, and I thought for this hop would just be perfect. So like I said, just make sure you check out everyone else playing along with this hop. I will link them below. If you want to scrapbook something you love, feel free to play along. But I think the close-ups will be coming up here in a minute after I get my journaling down. I think I did have to go over my journaling twice because the first layer of white was kind of hard to read, but after I went over it a second time, you can read it pretty easily. So hopefully you can see in the close-ups, but super happy I got these gems of ephemera bits used up. As some more stickers too from that sticker sheet. But I think we're almost done here. I'm trying to see if I do anything else, but I don't think I do. I'm just waiting for the close-ups. I think we're done with our title. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to keep writing. Here are the close-ups. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.